Welcome to the 2017 Manitou Dys Parade, celebrating 50 years in the sun. Brought to you by White Bear Events. I'm Frank Watson.
And I'm J.P. Baroni. And the vehicle is blocking the video in front of us here.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the best summer parade in Minnesota. They didn't want to see us that bad, did they?
We're not the stars.
I didn't get my makeup tonight, so
I know.
just as well it was blocking the camera at the time.
We're fine.
Local business and organizations, musical groups, clown clubs, and area dignitaries are on hand and are ready to get this show on the road.
But first, representatives including local veterans from American Legion of VFW are presenting our nation's colors. Please stand as these important groups pass us by.
The first group is the White Bear Lake Area Legion. Sons of Legion and Ladies Auxiliary proudly lead the 2017 parade.
VFW Post 1782 and Auxiliary. The White Bear Lake VFW proudly serves veterans in our community. Located in the west side of beautiful White Bear Lake, they have the restaurant, the bar with that beautiful view.
And I believe the people you see in the fire truck are our city council members.
Oh, yes.
There's the mayor.
I see Mayor,
Dan
City
Jones.
Councils. I see Bill. I see Kevin. I see Dan. I see, who am I? I'm missing somebody here. No, I'm not. I'm sure I am. I'm sorry.
White Bear Lake Historical Society, located at the Armory at 4th and Cook.
Yes. And a historic truck they have with them. That's got to go to the 1920s. Very impressive.
Of course, the first responders, they had a busy night at Market Fast late night. We had a few people get overheated, so it was good to have them there.
Yes, I did see that. And now we are here with the White Bear Fire Department, City Council. Oh, we already did. Okay. And we have the fire trucks now. So this is the time in the parade in which absolutely the Lions are here. I think I saw them there. They serve, have fun doing things. They practice for minutes and minutes. I think, well, I don't know where they, I'm not sure our camera's on them right now, so let's go on.
Yep. I think we're at the fire department right now.
Oh, yes.
Of course, we can see them right here in front of us, and they're just passing us by.
Mm-hmm.
Located in several spots in White Bear Lake, down on 3rd and Highway 61. That's one place, and another unit's located on McKnight, just south of County Road E, down by South Campus.
We're covered, and also you got Manitou's Fire Department, Manitou Dys Fire Department, and you get the Vadnais Heights Fire Department. And this is the time in the parade when they illustrate how they all work together, backing each other up nonstop. It's also the moment in the parade that I always fear they'll get a call, and suddenly they'll zip out of the parade, and the rest of the entire parade will follow them through the town. Look at this. More of our volunteers, and I think we've got a lot of, oh, we have
Smokey
our fire
the Bear,
explorers.
are you going to be escorting anybody tonight?
And there's the Fire Explorers, the youth group, the future firefighters of America. I believe junior high, high school, and maybe even a little younger, where they can learn the skills through a program sponsored by the Scouts.
And the Hugo Fire Department just located just north of White Bear Lake.
Mm-hmm.
For a short time, I lived up in Hugo, by Bald Eagle Lake.
Did you ever call them?
Yes, well, I did, but my sister did.
I see.
She burnt a pizza in the oven.
I see. Well, they do put out pizza fires. That's part of their job.
And of course, North St. Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming down.
I remember the time that we had to call the fire department as a little boy because we wanted to get a little more chocolate out of the metal can that had Hershey's syrup and put it on the stove, and it started sparking because the paper burned. So we were being economical to get that last little bit of the chocolate heated up.
Oh yeah, my ex-wife at the time called my sister, and she said, asked how everything was going. She said, good, the fire department just left.
You know, that's a setup for a situation comedy episode.
But it went out quickly.
Good.
Did not spread past the oven. So.
Well, good. I am so glad that we're in that situation.
And of course, coming down the road now is a White Bear Lake Institution Cup and Cone, located there on 4th Street and Highway 61. They've been around quite a while, 40 years. Started back, 40 years ago, of course.
Yep.
And now owned by Rick and his wife, Pam Johnston. They bought Cup and Cone from his parents. And it's just not right to come downtown and not stop over there for a cone of some sort or a submarine sandwich.
Yes.
You may come downtown, you see that line, it moves pretty good. Usually there's about maybe 30, 40 people sometimes in that line.
Oh, yes.
They get them through.
Well, they have the honor of being the grand marshals of the parade this year. And my understanding is when they approached the current generation, they said, I'll only do it if you get all three and maybe the 4th generation represented. And so there are the generations.
That's Rick with his hat on backwards. Either his hat is on backward or his head. Let's say it's his hat on backwards.
Doesn't have the title. That's Keith. That's the owner of Cup and Cone.
Yep. Bought it from Keith and Judy, and of course that was originally opened with the help from Keith's father, Glenn. So, and I do know that they've got the younger generation getting geared up to get into the 4th generations of involvement. So it's a great honor for them to be the Grand Marshals. They earned the honor through 40 years of hard work.
Yep, down on 4th and Highway 61. Come down and visit them.
All right. And now we have the White Bear Lake Lions Club that I thought I saw earlier, but they were just practicing apparently, so I apologize for that. The motto of the Lions is, of course, we serve. But they like to have fun while they're doing those good things, so it's a great joy to be a Lion as well as a feeling of fulfillment. Now, if you take a look at this, what they have here in their synchronized thing, they have practiced for minutes and minutes to dazzle you with their new precision lawn chair marching team. White Bear Events would like to thank White Bear Lake Lions for the continuous support as sponsor of the Manitou Dys Grand Parade. They do both sitting and standing in public. Now let's watch this. I know it was carefully choreographed. I think it's based on a Busby Berkeley movie from the 1930s. I think I saw the same thing in Gold Diggers of 1933. Very impressive.
Not live, I hope.
No, it was a year before my mother was born. Okay. And I am now an old retired grandfather. So these great things live on. And now we have the Volunteer of the Year. And this year it's Lisa Herbert Beecroft. Hey, Lisa. Now, not only does she spread the word, I mean, she's one of those people who gets the message out so that we all wind up here, so there's actually people at the parade. For over a decade now, she's publicized Manitou Days. She oversees the promotion of it online, uses social media. She coordinates the event applications. There are 60 or 70 of them to deal with. Promotes the events. There's posters, there's brochures, every other method. She was actually media chair in '09 when we had the governor's fishing opener. Remember that, when they had the first fishing opener in decades and decades right in the greater metro area? So Facebook, highlight local events, social media, all these things I would never understand how to do. She is our hero. She's joined tonight by her husband Mike and children Brooke and Ben, aged 12 and 9. Congratulations, Lisa. An honor. And it's a well-deserved honor for all your volunteer time using your great professional skills.
I think Brooke and Ben bailed on her. Just Mike is driving the car there.
They were joined here somewhere in the greater sense of here.
They probably wanted to stand on the curb there and collect candy or something.
I think they just went by the concession stands may have been the reason.
Up next is the Manitou Dys button designer, and this year Manitou Dys Children's Button Contest, a 5th grader from Lake Ayres Elementary School has captured the top spot. Nolan Van Walter. Where's Nolan? Wave your hand, Nolan. I think he's hiding. He has a neat truck. Oh, he's handing out buttons. There he is. The star.
He not only does Nolan Von Walter design, he actually does the work of distribution. He's a full corporate entity.
Yep. And his friends and family are here tonight helping him out past the prize-winning button. Thank you to Ken and Sue Peterson and the Johnson Peterson Funeral Home for sponsoring the Manitou Dys Button Design Contest.
Thank you. Very nice. Quite impressive. Now, next we have the White Bear Lake Area Schools Student Writing Contest winners. Yes, 50 years of fun in the sun was the theme for writing the contest. Joined today, we have also the
Barely Open Golf Ice event. The Barely Open Golf event is held each year in February on the frozen shores of White Bear Lake. The 18-hole course, complete with pine trees, hospitality, tent, food, and entertainment, make it a fun way to raise money for the White Bear Lake Area Food Shelf.
And now the White Bear Lake High School Drum Line. Let's listen to the musical ambassadors of White Bear Lake in its 11th season. And they want to thank you to the Downtown White Bear Lake Main Street Inc. for sponsoring the White Bear Lake High School Drumline's performance here tonight.
And the Greylock French Corporation is handing out all sorts of things tonight. It looks like some frisbees, some candies. They have the Snoopy on the top. It is a family-owned business. The Greylock French has been providing meaningful roofing, sheet metal, and chimney solutions for 85 years. Now, they may have been busy here the past week with that little storm that we had come by with all that hail, so they're probably been receiving a lot of phone calls.
Yep. Oh, yes,
as a meteorologist, I get a lot of phone calls on when it did hail.
Yeah, like once it's there and it melted, does it really matter when it happened? Well, next we have J.L. Schweitzer's Construction, an industry leader in the Twin Cities construction area. Now it's actually in the process of hiring experienced carpenters and framers right here in the metro area. They also have manufacturing jobs at their facility in Hugo. Obviously, there's a demand for their services, and they're willing to take experienced people and train them in their expertise. So you're invited to be part of the J.L. Schweitzer construction team, and you can contact them whether you want to work or use their services. But if you're interested in learning more about their expertise, jlsjobs.com.
It's not a party. It's a parade. Where you guys from? Oh, you're all part of Sweeters. Okay.
You're all
right.
That's quite the operation you've got going. And they need even more people than you? My gosh, you are a big and going concern.
Oh, 50 years parade and 50 years of Sweeters.
Wow.
Up behind them is the White Bear Heating and Cooling. It's a family-owned and operated business for not one, not two, but 3 generations, serving the community for 43 years. Did you know that I'm a second-generation meteorologist?
You are?
Yes.
You know, I've not heard of that family business going on that long. But do you argue with the previous generation over percent of accuracy?
Well, my dad's no longer with me. He started, but my brothers and sisters like to argue with me about the weather.
Well, I can imagine why. You know, it's one of the, after 37 years practicing law and you being a meteorologist, we are both in businesses where people like to make fun of us and claim we aren't telling it straight.
I still get paid if I'm wrong.
And so do lawyers. So it works out really well for both of us, I guess.
I try to be right, though.
Yeah, that is a goal. That is a goal. I can assure you so do people in my business, but nobody ever believes it. Well, next we have the White Bear Dance Center. It is an award-winning competitive and recreational dance studio. And get this, it starts serving at age 2 through adult. Dancing at 2. I was having trouble walking at 2, so I am very impressed. They do tap, jazz, lyrical, acro, ballet, hip-hop, acrobatics, you name it. If the body could move and muscles will move, they'll get it into whatever format you like. Competitive company wins regional national awards in technique and costuming, performance, choreography, all ages, all levels, and every few years they travel with over 250 people to perform at Walt Disney World in Florida. Check out their program. It's at www.whitebeardance.com.
Yeah, they were just at Market Fest night,
Yep.
and I think they had the 2- and 3-year-olds doing Inky Dinky Doo.
Oh my Lord, that is amazing.
And they had a huge crowd.
Oh, well, they should. Look at that. I'm still trying to walk without tripping.
Hours and hours of practice.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I don't think the lawn chair group quite has their dedication.
You never took dance when you were younger?
No, I've done some community theater, and so some very frustrated choreographers have tried to got me to move without bumping into people who were dancing around me.
Well, we do have one guy dancing with them.
Yes. Oh yes, of course. No, it's great exercise and entertainment. Jimmy Cagney, the great actor, started out as a dancer and then was famous for playing gangsters. But when he got in his 40s and 50s, he had a floor put in his dressing room so he could dance when he was not on set, because that was his way of exercising to stay in shape. He would do tap dancing. So he kept it up and lived to be in his late 80s. So dance is the thing.
Can you do those flips like those girls?
I cannot do anything except try to avoid bumping into people. Oh, and I do admire the Buick convertible here that the White Bear Dance has. It looks like about a 1972. The people in it are too young to realize that.
69.
69, okay. At my age, you don't keep things that straight. Well, now that I've seen the rear bumper, I would know. But just the point is, I remember when that was manufactured.
It's kind of odd to believe that we were alive back then.
No, it's not odd for me to believe, but I even know it was David Dunbar Buick who founded the company. How many people know about Dave? So.
Lake Erie Bank is up next. They have been serving the financial needs of our neighbors for over 100 years. Lake Erie Bank is locally owned, progressive community bank dedicated to providing you with a wide range of products and services to meet your changing financial needs. We strive to provide the highest standard of personal service and convenience for you. What's your interest rates right now? You have anything good? 0. I'm coming down. I need a new car. Or maybe I can buy that boat you're towing.
You know, once you see a bank, you immediately want to borrow money. They also accept deposits if you are interested in that as a concept, I know. Well, after Lake Area Bank, another one of our great local businesses, we now have a volunteer organization, which is the White Bear Lake Area Educational Foundation. Now, this group supports education in the White Bear Lake area schools through award-winning classroom teaching grants, professional development fellowships. This is for teachers. They have classroom art grants. They have the famous Bear and ES environmental grants, and student scholarships. Foundation also supports district curriculum initiatives. They have an angel fund established to support students and families in the White Bear Lake area schools so they can attain their basic needs in life. Now get this, they are celebrating their 23rd anniversary of enhancing the school district's ability to provide excellent education to all students. And the foundation's 2017 fundraising efforts include its upcoming 18th annual golf tournament. It'll take place on June 26th. And on September 29, they have the Bear Legacy Event Fall Fundraiser. So golf in June, a fundraiser in September, and this really surprises me, 23 years. I remember when the first group was organizing it in town, and I would have guessed, 7 or 8 years ago.
Well, now that you're retired, you might have time to do some more golfing.
I've never played golf yet, so we will see.
Banker Bob, do you golf?
Yeah, I do.
Are you going to be at the 20?
It depends who you ask.
Okay.
You attempt.
Yeah.
One of our volunteers says he believes he plays golf, but nobody with him believes it.
I'm a putz.
Nancy Roth, former community member of the year. Thank you.
Thank you.
The White Bear Lake Relay for Life is also celebrating its 23rd year. This event brings together White Bear Lake and surrounding communities to fight cancer. Tonight we're joined by our four-legged friends, Bark for Life. Can we get them to bark? No? Come on. Pull on this tail or something. It always works for me at home. I don't do that.
Well, they've got a big event coming up that we're...
Pets play a crucial role in the healing and process, and tonight we honor them. Join us, Relay for Life, Friday, July 28th, starting at 6 p.m. on the track at White Bear Lake Area High School South Campus. Everyone is invited to join for great food, live bands, a silent auction, and above all, an atmosphere of celebration and remembrances of those we have lost. Cancer survivors, their caretakers, and those who touched in some way by cancer. Together we are making a difference in the fight to end cancer.
Great event coming up there, July 28 and 29 at White Bear Lake High School South Campus.
6 p.m.
And then we've got the White Bear Area Fast Pitch Softball Association providing opportunities for girls within the community to learn teamwork while having fun and learning that game of fast pitch.
Well, I think they abandoned us.
Oh, they did. They
must be-
disappeared.
They must be in the playoffs or something.
Oh,
'cause
they-
these are obviously the White Bear Lacrosse Association lacrosse players. A boisterous bunch. They provide youth lacrosse opportunities in our area for boys and girls ages 8 to 14.
A massively growing sport.
Yeah, I took my daughter to back one of those professional games, a Swarm. She was really into playing lacrosse, and we go to the game, and all they did was beat. These are the professionals. They beat each other with their sticks.
Oh, my Lord.
And then she lost interest.
I would say, yeah. Well, obviously this group has a much better sense of team spirit. And now next we have CertaPro Painters, offering free estimates for your interior or exterior painting project. You can visit CertaPro.com. Call them at 1-800-GO-CERTA to schedule. They do painting. Their view is, we do the painting, you do your life.
And if you need a loan to pay for that paint job, go to Premier Banks. Your full-service bank, local. Premier Bank has been building businesses, serving our community, and giving back for over 40 years. Bank local, bank Premier, and get that house painted with a loan from Premier Banks.
You've got it. I think, when you do think of all the great local businesses we have that are all interdependent, and we are dependent on them. But we also have more volunteer groups coming, and that is the Cub Scout Pack 434 and the Boy Scout Troop 434. Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts are open to boys from kindergarten through 12th grade. You can learn new skills, have amazing adventures, and make lifelong friends. Find out more about Pack and Troop 434. Look for them on Facebook or beascout.scouting.org. Beascout.scouting.
Were you a Boy Scout or Cub Scout growing up?
Actually, I was not. My brother was. He was much more involved than I was. But I then wound up being an adult volunteer for a scout group of law explorers. So I learned about scouting as an adult rather than as a child.
Oh, and they're passing out Frozen Pops. They're very popular.
Yeah. So they even take you as an adult to help out with the molding of the young minds. And
Yeah.
they even trusted me to do it.
I did the Scout when I was younger.
You did?
Yeah, it was fun.
How many badges?
I can't remember.
That big a number, huh?
3.
I see it. I was one of those.
Of course, Bear Roof and Exteriors is a local company that is well established in the Twin Cities and surrounding area. It has a great reputation for quality craftsmanship and customer service. We serve many communities, residential and commercial. We take pride in all of our jobs and want the homeowner to have the same sense of pride in their complete home that we have in our company. Roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. Big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to care. And they're located right here in downtown White Bear Lake.
Wonderful.
3rd
And-
Street.
Yeah, and then we have Magnuson Christian School. The belief is in deep roots, personal relationships, innovative learning. That is the key to maximizing a child's potential. So if your child's entering kindergarten through 8th grade this fall, they'd love to meet you. Call them at Highway 61 and County Road F. Drop by, or you can do www.magnusonschool.org. That's www.magnusonschool.org. Yeah, many great educational opportunities in this community.
And now that you're retired, are you going to be selling your house?
No,
Still staying in the community?
I am going to stay in that same house forever. When I built it locally 26 years ago, I told the contractor, it's the last one you're getting out of me, because I intend to die in this house, but I'm not going to rush it.
So you won't be calling Edina Lake Realty anytime soon.
I'm afraid I will not, but I will point out that my mother still lives in the same house she and my dad built in 1958. So we too tend to stick. But other people do move.
Yeah. Well, if you are going to move, or you want to sell a house, or you want to buy a house,
Yeah.
call Edina Realty, White Bear Lake. The #1 home seller invites you to stop by and register to win our 11th annual Playhouse giveaway. And there it is right there.
And that is one impressive playhouse. Now, I hate to say it since we've just said they're not going to come toward us as me as customers. How about you? You thinking of moving? Building?
Not anytime soon either.
I see.
But maybe your grandkids would like one of those.
Well, there's it. I've got children, and they may be looking at houses, and I've got grandchildren who are going to be in the parade later who, yeah, if they saw that, I would be being pressured.
Are they close to driving age?
No, they're 7 and 4. But Polar Chevrolet Mazda is next, which ironically, my son bought his first car there the week they started their famous one price, negotiation-free dealing in 1992. And I didn't understand what was going on when my young son and I walked in and they were trying to explain it to us. It has been successful now since 1992. They would love to see you at Polar Chevrolet for the Chevys and Mazdas and used cars. Check out that showroom floor in the service department. I go in there occasionally to look at the Corvettes. I've never actually bought one, but I go in there to look at them.
And of course, another downtown institution, the Medicine Chest Pharmacy and the Polar Bear Store. Medicine Chest is one of the oldest retail businesses in downtown White Bear Lake, having been in continuous operation since 1930. Medicine Chest Pharmacy, also known as the Polar Bear Store, is home to the concrete polar bears that you see in that wagon, and one of the many ones you see around town. The concrete bears range in size from 6 to 640 pounds. I'm glad I don't have to deliver those. Medicine Chest also carries a wide variety of White Bear Lake merchandise, including apparel and gifts, t-shirts, sweatshirts with White Bear Lake all over it. Stop by and see them. They are locally owned and operated pharmacy, taking pride in great customer service. They are located right in the heart of downtown White Bear Lake on 4th Street.
It's quite an institution. And then we have another local business, Custom Remodelers Inc. here, family-owned business, proudly serving Minnesota and Western Wisconsin for the last 27 years. A lot of history.
Free estimates, gutters, roofing, siding. They have it all.
Yep.
Stillwater Medical Group is located on Wildwood Road in Manitou. The physicians and staff of Stillwater Medical Group work to offer you and your family the best possible care and offer a wide range of specialty care. To learn more, visit us online at lakeviewhealth.org.
And then White Bear Lake cheerleaders and Bear Cubs are coming up here together. Let's listen to them. They're coached by Heather Wallstrand. Today they're represented by the Varsity Middle School and Bear Cub cheerleaders and sponsored by Ideal Credit Union. Let's hear it. So great when you have these youth organizations and our local businesses will jump in and help them. Okay.
Up next behind them is the White Bear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce, driving in their nice brand new shiny convertible Lexus.
Oh.
Proud to be your local chamber, strengthening businesses through advocacy, networking, and education.
You know, there are many different flavors to chambers around, and yeah, the White Bear Chamber really is local, proud, effective, and collegial, improving their members.
And up behind them is a plane without any wings.
Well, that must be, of course, part of the Benson Airport.
Located just north of White Bear Lake, between White Bear Lake and Hugo.
Yep.
They invite everyone to their pancake breakfast and our trial flights for youths. Did you
Yep.
ever go up in a plane when you were a little kid?
I did. I never went in a plane as a little kid. How about you?
A few times.
Okay.
Yeah. And of
What-
course, Benson Airport has an open house on Saturday, June 17th. That's tomorrow, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's a fly-in or drive-in.
It sounds like they've had an emergency here. Well, actually, when I was 17, I actually was a student pilot, and I did go up a few times and passed the ground school. So I have that memory. But look what's next. Rather than going in the air, we have some very major ground operations going on with the past St. Paul Winter Carnival Royalty and Friends and a beautiful classic V8 fire truck. And that is 2008 Royal Family hailing our own Bill Foussard, who was King Boreas 2008. Queen of the Snows, Brooke Steckel Wayland, 2008 Prime Minister, our own White Bear Lakes Scott Mueller. And there are certain guests, including the recently knighted Honorable County Commissioner Victoria Reinhardt, my wife, and our grandchildren, Albert and Polly. And who else do you have there, Bill?
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman, yes. The hero of my 4-year-old granddaughter, Wonder Woman, is right there.
I loved Wonder Woman back in the 1970s when I was 16, 17.
I think we all admired that show.
The
or at
original
least
Linda Carter?
we admired Linda Carter, whether none of us were looking at Lyle Wagner in my family, but I know others were. He played Steve Trevor.
Who?
There was a hunk for everybody in that show.
Right. And our first marching band of the evening is the Chicago Lakes Marching Band. And they are made up of students from the 7th to 12th grade from Lindstrom, Chicago City, Sasago City, Center City, Schaefer, and Taylor's Falls. The Sasago Lakes Band Department offers a comprehensive learning experience with 4 curriculum assemblies, including jazz band, wind assemblies, symphonic band, concert band, all sorts of extracurricular activities. Let's give them a listen. Stop listening to me. And of course, they were sponsored by Grandma's Bakery. Thank you, Grandma's Bakery.
One of the great institutions of our community, Grandma's Bakery.
Located down here on 4th Street, downtown White Bear Lake.
And their main place at Berkeley Road. And now we get big boats going on here.
Bear Boating. Oh, that's me.
Yes.
I'll go. Bear Boating is a local nonprofit offering free fishing and boating excursions on White Bear Lake for senior citizens, active duty military veterans, and disabled and disadvantaged people. Bear Boating is sponsored by donations from the community, and services are provided by volunteers. During the 2016 season, Bear Boating took over 100 trips and over 1,000 people on fishing and boating excursions right here on White Bear Lake.
Yes.
Up next is the Academy for Science and Agriculture, a public charter school for grades 5 to 12. They engage in learning and academically rigorous, student-centered learning experiences and leadership opportunities within a science and agriculture content.
My understanding is it's really the only specialty agricultural high school in the metropolitan area.
You know, as a meteorologist, I kind of wish they would have had that when I was growing up. I think I would really have enjoyed going into a school like that.
You know, well, growing up in Moorhead in the heart of sugar country, we had an active organization, but we didn't have a school that specialized in it. So great. And next we see one of my favorites of the parade, Culver's of Vadnais Heights. Culver's would like to thank the White Bear Lake community for 15 plus years of support for this family-owned business right in the neighborhood. They've enjoyed working with White Bear Lake families and communities, and I have enjoyed my many visits to the beautiful Culver's in Vadnais Heights.
Behind them is the St. Paul Clown Club, which was formed in 1946. It is the oldest continuous operating clown club in the United States. This year, the Clown Club will be celebrating their 72nd year. Participating in parades in St. Paul Clown Club is able to share smiles and laughter with all ages.
All right, and we have then the Hope, a Pageant of Hope Incorporated, actually. It's a pageant for girls with special needs and challenges. All the girls that participate in the Pageant of Hope are crowned a princess. They offer activities throughout the year, motivate young ladies to become independent at home, at school, in the community. The Pageant of Hope is a 501c3 nonprofit organization providing great opportunities for these wonderful, wonderful young women.
Lacey, Allie, Jana, Stephanie, thanks for coming out.
And now we have another one of our local businesses. This is a more recent business to enter our community. Elevated Beer, Wine, and Spirits. It's a neighborhood full-service liquor store offering great value, low prices, exceptional customer service, and the best craft beer selection in the state. Not just in White Bear Lake, in the state. You can find them at elevatedbws.com.
Located right there on 4th Street, downtown White Bear Lake, next to Edina Realty.
You got it.
Just west of Highway 61.
You got it. Right here in the heart of
Oh.
our area.
And our favorite bakery here in White Bear Lake, Grandma's Bakery. I think I get one of those.
Yep.
I saw you trying to stick that in your pocket.
Okay, so there's some free cookies coming up here, and we're trying to
That's
divvy
where
up the
we're
payola here
leading.
from Grandma's Bakery.
John Lupo driving the Grandma's truck this evening. It's cookie time. Grandma's Bakery has 2 White Bear locations downtown on 4th Street and their main bakery on Berkeley Road, known for their famous donuts, cookies, and decorated cakes.
And why is it it's the first location in town is their place on Berkeley Road that my grandchildren ever learned by heart how to get to? It is amazing.
How did they do that?
I'm pretty amazed. It's like they followed a truck with their eyes once and they never forgot. Turn here, Boppy, turn here, donuts. Well, next we have Midwest One Bank. Experience a unique brand of personal, friendly service provided bankers who generally care about you and about your banking needs. Midwest One, making banking easier and more convenient because taking care of you is the #1 priority. So you can learn more about Midwest One at MidwestOne.com. And you can go, in my case, with my grandchildren, I'd have to finance the purchase of donuts if I gave in to them all the time.
Behind them is the combination of St. Mary's and St. Pius School, now called Forsadi Catholic Academy. They serve students preschool to 8th grade. They are dedicated to educating their students and nurturing environments surrounded in a Catholic tradition. And also, they are having a 5K run and walk September 22nd at 6:30 p.m. That's a Friday evening, so there's no excuses not to get out. So a 5K run September 22nd coming up, so plenty of time to train.
Yes, for somebody. But it's great. They're training the mind, the body, and the spirit at Forsadi Academy.
Science, everything.
Yeah, but not my body, I'm afraid.
There's still time.
We will see how that goes. But they do great work over there. And then we have coming up after. Oh, they've got quite a group here. Look at that. Oh, and they're passing out cool things too. That's good. But next we have Lee's Champion Taekwondo Academy. Lee's Champion Taekwondo Academy, SWA team, students led by Grand Master Young Hyuk Lee, founder of LCTA and U.S. national team coach. Now, Taekwondo is one of the best activities for children and parents to improve concentration and self-confidence. This academy is located in Shoreview Village Mall. You can visit at www.leechampion.com for a trial lesson. Check it out. See, you're doing all these things to make me feel guilty about not sweating more.
It's easy to do it when you're that age, though.
Yeah, I can understand. Well, let's watch them. Let's watch them show us what we can't do, and they can.
I could never do somersaults when I was a kid either. Terrible.
You know, I'm so overweight and unathletic, but the one thing I could do was somersaults.
Oh, really?
Yes, somehow falling down was my expertise, and I could somersault and tumble. I just couldn't run.
I was a skinny little guy and could do somersaults. So apparently weight is not a factor to do somersaults.
I played it to my advantage. It helped me push forward, I think, was what did it. But that's the thing I think we're illustrating here is there is something for everybody, mind, body, spirit, whatever. We have everything in this community, one way or another. And it looks like we have another unit here that I have some familiarity with. As you can read the famous banner, "We all do better when we all do better." The famous quote from Paul Wellstone that's used around the nation here. And that is, of course, sponsored by our local DFL group here. Senate District 38 sponsored it. We have Senate District 43 State Representative Peter Fisher. We have our Congresswoman Betty McCollum here from Washington, D.C. in the group. And we have a lot of some of the volunteers carrying the signs and getting the word out. And that's the great thing about the parades is freedom of speech, share your ideas, whether you're doing it by walking, by driving, by boating, or by riding in the trailer. And we have the entire group, re-elect Victoria Reinhardt, Ramsey County Commissioner, the one near and dear to my heart, the only one I'm married to of the group. Well, we have Senator Franken, Senator Klobuchar, and the others all represented here to preserve Minnesota's quality of life through involvement in public good.
Do you keep your vote secret from your wife?
No, not quite. We actually met at a political fundraiser, so it's always been, I'm Italian and Irish. We are loud about our politics. We are loud about being Catholic. We are loud about everything.
Do you always have to agree with her?
No. But she's an elected official, so she gets to vote and I don't. But the next thing is we have New Tracks Inc. here. Somewhere. No, I guess
actually,
we don't.
we have Flips Gymnastics.
Right.
You know what? They have been serving the White Bear Lake area since 1988. They offer preschool and school-age gymnastics and also a boys ninja program. So they have something for both sexes. Of course, there's no reason why boys can't be gymnastics as well.
Well, the point is anybody can be anything they want in our world now, and that is one of the things we can be so proud of.
So I want to be 6'4", but
Okay, anybody can work at being anything they want. They didn't say they had to be good at it. We can all aspire to anything. And it looks like we have Antira Family Clinics coming up here. It's at White Bear Lake, Bel Air and Banning Clinics. That's the location there. Have been serving the community's health needs for, get this, more than 50 years. Located right here in our own backyard. They are physician-owned, award-winning, and nationally recognized leader in quality healthcare. Physicians and staff at Antira Family Clinics offer you and your family healthcare, home specializing in family medicine care for all generations. Now, for more information to find out about them, just visit at EntiraFamilyClinics.com. E-N-T-I-R-A, because I'm not sure I was pronouncing it terribly well, but that is what it is.
we had a discussion on how to pronounce their name earlier.
Yeah. And did we come up with one? I think I did it two different ways right there.
My gal Carol and I were trying to come up with how they, Antira, and Terry.
Well, I think it's entire except an A instead of an E on the end, so I went with that. But
they provide like the entire.
Oh, the entire
help,
thing.
yes.
But if I go back to my Spanish classes in high school, it would be Entira.
And, of course, many educational opportunities here in White Bear Lake. Children's Discovery Academy, providing quality education, child care, and programs for infants through school-aged children. Nationally accredited and a 4-star parent award rated. Do your grandkids attend any daycare?
Well, actually, interesting. My
Hopefully you'll
7-year-old is in school.
Please say Discovery
I would like
Academy.
to, but their other grandmother actually takes care of that within the family. And now that I'm retired, I am starting to take over that. But when you want professionals who know their job, when you don't, you're not relying on Grandpa retiring early. We now have Health Source of White Bear Lake, chiropractic and progressive rehabilitation specializing in treating back and neck pain through a combination of the chiropractic care and physician or physical rehabilitation exercises. Not only relieve pain, but correct the problem so the pain does not return.
You know what, JP, I'm going to let you show your bipartisanship and let you read my number 21 here. So
Sure.
you do the Republicans.
Senate
also.
District 38 Republicans, community volunteers, getting the word out on behalf of the candidates they believe in. We have, and of course right here we have our state senator is in 38 is Roger Chamberlain, the incumbent. Matt Dean is state representative from the southern half of that district and has expressed some interest in perhaps taking another job if they're willing. I've heard some rumor we might hear more about him running for governor along the way. So we have all the dedicated volunteers. So I see Representative Dean, I see Senator Chamberlain. I'm trying to think of other signs I am missing. And they're also doing a little salute to veterans as part of the theme of their participation. And
well done.
Like I say, I'm proud of this country and its freedoms to have great ideals. And I always admire anybody who's willing to go out and spend time volunteering for what they believe in.
Yep, my dad, when I was young, he always made us go out and pass out literature.
Oh, yes. My children have argued over who had to do it more until they argued over whether they had to be in a stroller or not. So. Community of Grace Lutheran Church is, however, our next unit here. Now, this is formerly First Lutheran, been known as part of the White Bear community for 130 years. Decided to try to confuse us a little with a new name, but they spent years planning it because it had a theme and it had meaning, and now we're all getting used to Community of Grace. They seek to love God and love the neighborhood as themselves.
And that's that big A-frame church on County Road F and Highway 61.
Right, it's you view it from Dairy Queen if you're me, and it's great architecture and a wonderful community. And I've been in the beautiful church, and with a new name, it's still got a lot of history. So you're warmly invited to stop, visit any Sunday morning, especially the morning tomorrow morning they're gonna actually host the Manitou Dys Community Garage Sale. So it's not just Sunday when you're invited to Community of Grace Lutheran Church.
Up behind them is, I always like to say it, Upsy Daisy. Upsy Daisy is a home decor boutique located on 3rd Street in downtown White Bear Lake. They specialize in repurposed, locally made, and one-of-a-kind items. They do a lot of chalk painting. Are you familiar with that?
I am. I'm not good at it, but I've seen it. It's impressive.
And they do stuff like that so they kind of get something old and kind of make it new again.
Like I'm hoping somebody does that for me one of these days now that I'm 61. So we'll see how that goes. But I think I'm not going to give my grandchildren chalk and say, go do that.
So you always pronounce it Upsy Daisy.
Yeah, that's our you're younger than me, but we do remember some of those references. Lake Area Dance is next year. Lake Area Dance Center, LLC, celebrating 11th season. Brand new 13,000 square foot dance studio in White Bear Business Park across from Culver's there on Centerville Road. They know where people know how to get their bearings from that. They offer recreational dance, again, ages 2 and up. I am amazed. They also have competitive dance programs for ages 5 and up. Come be part of quality dance programs at a place where dance is serious fun. They also host special events such as birthday parties. You can email at Lake Area Dance at yahoo.com. And they have a website, lakeareadance.com, or just call them 651-762-5366.
And these guys in the football shirts, they're from Concordia Academy in Roseville. Just minutes away. I actually grew up in Roseville, so I'm kind of a little familiar with that. They're a local Christian high school celebrating 124 years of honoring God through excellence. Concordia Academy is a place where hundreds of unique individuals make one exceptional high school. For more information, visit concordiaacademy.com.
When I think of all these great institutions where volunteers and people have kept them going for well over 100 years, it kind of realizes, what we do today has to be with an eye toward tomorrow. And then we have a vacation Bible school coming up here with South Shore Trinity Lutheran Church. They have preschool and vacation Bible school offered August 7 to 11 is the Marker Fun Factory. If you take a look at this is their vacation Bible school. It's a program from 9 a.m. to noon. The cost is free. And their slogan is created by God, built for a purpose. So that's South Shore Trinity Lutheran Church right there on South Shore Boulevard, 2480 South Shore Boulevard. And feel free to register. And a lot of people are admiring that beautiful John Deere tractor there that's they've got as for their unit.
And they're followed by a bunch of clowns. Well, the Powder Puff Clown Club. It's an all-volunteer nonprofit organization founded in 1967. They are based on the belief that everyone should have a reason to smile. It is just for a moment. Their goal is to spread joy and healing laughter. They do this through parades, nursing home visits, and shows, special events, and fundraisers. You can contact them about coming to one of your events or to find out how you can become a clown. That's a retirement gig here, I think, for you.
Some people claimed I've been practicing it for years.
Come down and be a part of the Powder Puff Clown Club. Do you have any outfits like that? New wardrobe here, I think.
I'm afraid some of the clothes that I've actually had in my closet, some people mistake as clown costumes, since I still have my sport jackets from the 1970 when red and white polyester was in with lapels that went beyond your shoulders.
And look how cool you could decorate your car with.
That would be unique, yes. Okay. Well, that is another thing to add to my retirement list, is being a clown. But one thing I don't think my body's quite ready for is White Bear Soccer, because we have the White Bear Soccer Club coming up here, it looks like. Look at the great orange. What we have is serves players and families in and around White Bear Lake community. They currently have over, get this, 1,100 players in recreational and competitive levels, developing and growing their soccer skills, their teamwork, their sportsmanship. They are proud to serve White Bear members. Go Bears, as our bright orange has got our theme going.
Yeah, I actually played soccer growing up.
Yes, and how well did you play soccer?
I was good, I thought.
Okay.
You know, all the big kids,
Yeah.
they all played football, and I was just, I was a little pipsqueak, so soccer was my game.
You could move. You
Yes.
could keep things moving.
I could run fast.
No, that's great. That's great. I admire you. I was not able to do it, but I admire you.
I didn't mean to bring you down. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I've gotten over my fat kid syndrome here. No.
All right, the Vadnais Heights Lions Club is up behind them. They were formed on Halloween, October 31st, 1980. That's frightening. And they still have 2 charter members. Lions run the food program in Vadnais Heights, major sponsor for fireworks during Heritage Days, and they're famous for the waffle breakfast in April and October. So we missed the April one, but we still have plenty of time to do the Vadnais Heights Lions pancake breakfast in October. And don't forget about Heritage Days.
Yes, exciting.
When is that?
Yeah, that's it's coming up. That's the
August
event.
17th?
Yep, August 17 to 20, the Heritage Days celebration. So, the Lions clubs are involved in all of the community organizations, and I am always willing to check out a new waffle breakfast, so we'll check that out. Next, we have Bradshaw Funeral and Cremation Services. They create meaningful events that celebrate life. They do also want to let you know that when you text and drive, you ride with them. And since Bradshaw believes that since they only get your business once, they are in no hurry to get it. They will take it when you are ready. So do the right thing. Be patient. They'll be there when you need them. No rush.
I won't make any retirement jokes.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. But I do love the beautiful silver. I hope they're not giving me a discount coupon here. No.
Okay, you might have to help me with this next word.
Sure.
You remember the White Bear Township Theaters?
Yes.
Well, they have a new name.
Yes, I have heard that. The family
Imagine.
sold.
Is that it?
Imagine. I believe it is pronounced Imagine.
Okay.
I do know that my wife and grandchildren spend massive amounts of time and money at Imagine.
Well, and guess what they're doing?
Well, tell me, what's up?
They are doing a total remodel, luxury seats now, where you can actually recline. And not only that, you can watch a movie, and they have a bar there. They upgraded the food menu, reserved seating, and of course, all your new box office hits.
It's
Imagine-entertainment.com.
That is way beyond my comprehension, that it could be that comfortable. Well, it was a fine facility before, and I can imagine a total remodel. Quite impressive.
So that's the old White Bear
The former
Township Theaters up there, now called Imagine White Bear Theater.
Yep, and
And they still have $5 Tuesdays.
well, see what more could you want out of life?
So even all those upgrades, you
Yep.
still can get in $5 on Tuesday.
All right, there's a great thing. So they'll soon have the luxury seating, but $5 Tuesdays all day. Wow. Now that I'm retired, I have to check out these options. Now we have Lakeshore Family Dentistry, proudly serving the White Bear Lake area for over 40 years. Always welcoming new patients. Discover a better life with great teeth. Dr. Scott Cron, Dr. Jason Ross, voted Best of White Bear Lake in 2015 and 2016.
And of course, they're passing out candy.
Well, you got to keep the business going. As long as you brush regularly and floss,
He said it's
it isn't
sugar-free.
that you don't get to eat, it's that you behave appropriately during the course of the day.
And they're located right here in downtown White Bear Lake as well.
Yep, and I will make no reference to whether hockey helps them or not being. That's great. So, Lakeshore Dentistry.
And here comes Teacher of the Year, 2017, White Bear Lake Teachers Association Teacher of the Year.
Right there he is, and I remember reading in the paper about Nick.
Nick Marty.
Yes.
Do you remember his specialty?
No, I do not. I was trying to think, but I remember being so impressed with the tributes that they had in the paper to it. And, for a teacher to get to ride in a Mercedes once in their life, that is quite the deal.
Teach?
5th grade. Oh, he also should get battle pay. He teaches 5th grade. I remember the year my sister taught 5th grade. That's why she became a principal. Congratulations, Nick. There is...
Nick, what school are you at? Lincoln School. Okay.
My son's graduated from Lincoln long before you were there.
Let's give him a pop quiz. See how he likes it.
5th grade. I don't know anything 5th graders know.
Not you. We're the... What's the capital of Wisconsin? Madison. You got it right. Okay.
What's the capital of Albania? Keep going, keep going.
I think he's stuck in traffic. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're trying here. We are trying.
Up next is the Forest Lake Marching Band. It is made up of students in grades 7 to 12 from Forest Lake area high schools.
Yep, the Ranger Marching Band is what they are called, and I think we're going to get quite a show from them if past years are any indicator of what they have planned for us. Oh yeah, they're warming up.
I think they need a long entrance here. They're waiting for their moment.
From what I remember, this is something you'd pay a lot of money to see, so looking forward to this year from the Forest Lake Ranger Marching Band.
As much I had soccer talent, I had zero musical talent.
No, I don't even
totally
know how
opposite.
I couldn't even figure out how to operate a record player. So I just admire all these talents.
I did try the violin for a while.
How long did your parents let you do that?
Well, my mom played the violin when she was growing up, so she thought it was a good idea that I would learn it too.
I see. Well, you know, a good violin is an amazing thing. A poorly executed violin playing is an amazingly painful thing. And here they come. Allergy, eye, mental health. They serve the community with same or next day appointments available. That's great. They also can schedule your child's summer camp and sports physicals today. Just contact them. They'll be ready to work you right in their schedule.
You know what, JP, we have so many different services downtown White Bear Lake.
Yes.
And one of them is the Lice Lounge.
The Lice Lounge, specializing in treatment and prevention of head lice. They work closely with families and schools to educate, provide support, and help reduce the stigma often associated with lice.
Yeah, they're located right here on 3rd Street in downtown.
Right.
And when I walk past their window, I kind of peek in to see if anybody's getting treated.
I see.
And then I start itching my head.
Right. We know. We need to take care of ourselves, so we need to be aware. And I think they do point out a fact that stigma, like somehow the fact that you like this somehow was a behavioral issue. It's the way life is. It happens.
It's oddly more common than you think.
Oh, it is, and I can say without being concerned that my family, children, whatever, folks have been treated, and it's great to have a service like that available so close for us, because heaven knows it can be taken care of directly, quickly, but only if you realize it and you check it out. So, the Lice Lounge right here in White Bear Lake.
And behind them, let's keep in the medical tune here, at Maplewood Periodontic Dentistry, is our goal to ensure that our patients have the best experience possible starting at an early age. So they have a lifetime of great dental health and love going to the dentist. They provide gentle encouragement and a fun, children-friendly atmosphere.
And I do appreciate what they do, because I remember my dentist as a child. He never realized he was no longer in the Navy and I wasn't being ordered to be there. But next we have our White Bear Township Board of Supervisors, Town Board Chair Bob Kermis. We have the Town Board Supervisors, Ed Prudhomme, Steve Ruzick, the 3 members that run the township government, that the voters entrust with it, and so far I think people have felt pretty proud of it. All right, and we seem to have what is this next here after?
Health Bartness.
Oh, yes. We have
the Prime Minister.
We have the St. Paul Winter Carnival 2017 royalty family starting right here. Here we are. We got the light up with the banner, and we got the beginning.
They kind of confused me there.
Yes,
but thank you for helping.
So many different outfits. Yeah.
Do we see Boris? Oh, there. I see Boris now. He's way down there.
Oh, they're spread. Those are party animals. They never do things in the order they tell us they're going to do it. Earlier today, my wife, Victoria Reinhardt, was knighted by the royalty. And I can tell you that you never knew where they were going to be during that ceremony either. So,
did you attend that?
Was that?
Did you attend it?
I did. I was in charge of the grandchildren.
Now, did they use a sword?
No. It was, you see, he's carrying his scepter right there.
So and he's the guy that did it.
Yes.
Jason Bradshaw.
So we've got Heath over here. Why don't we go through the list of what we have here?
Yeah, Jason Bradshaw is King Boreas. He'll never talk to me again. Aurora, there she is.
Yep,
Queen of the Snows.
Lindsay Sandoval does that. And the Prime Minister, Heath, was up there. Heath Bartness.
And the Wynn brothers, they're coming up. And the Princess and the King's Guard invite you to the coolest celebration on earth, the St. Paul Winter Carnival at the end of January. And we know what's happening at the end of January. I think they're doing a big Super Bowl tie-in as well.
I have heard that it's all going to be one amazing celebration, and nobody's going to sleep for a week come January. But this group doesn't sleep all year, because they got a year long they got to serve in this. So who else? Oh, here we have some more of the royalty. Eric Paterka, Johanna Smith, all of our princesses. We have the Royal Guard protecting the realm of Boreas Rex in the St. Paul Winter Carnival since 1916. Hail the Guard.
There's Ellie Carter. She is the East Wind Princess. Hello, Ellie. Brian Laughlin. He's the East Wind Prince.
Got so many of them here.
Maybe
It's
he's
like
driving the car.
they have to work too. So Ellie Carter there. Look at the royal purple here. There's quite the beautiful group of people and some gorgeous cars. We got Camaros, Mustangs, Audis. So let's see if we've covered everybody. Let's see what we didn't do. We didn't do. We got the Klondike Cakes coming up too, if I remember.
I think we have some more of the wind people coming up. East wind, south wind, north wind.
You're right. None of them are in the order they told us they were going to be in, so let's just check it out while they're here.
Now these guys, one of them, the guy in the middle, he's the West Wind Prince.
Right. Well, he's very Western in his theme, yeah. Oh, my Lord. Okay, we just had a gunshot go off here. They are so intense. It's like they went to the bars before they came here. Yeah.
And here's the South Wind Princess.
So we have, let me see, we have West Wind Prince, Jory Lexon. We have South Wind Prince, Steve Palacio. And then what's that South Wind Princess there you have? Elena Hammond. Close. Oh, she gave it to me.
Is that your little brother right next to you? A friend?
Bodyguard. It's a tough group here. Now the Order of the Royal Guard protecting Boreas. Here they are. I'm going to have those earlier. Yes, they've been protecting them since 1916. And none of them look old enough to have been doing this since 1916. You do. So hail the Guard. Senior royalty, right?
Yes. I got it. I'm back with us, I think. The 2017 Carnival Senior Royalty. King Winter, the 59th, Don Weinberger. The Queen of the Northlands is Shirley Chandler. Hi, Shirley.
Calendar, yeah.
Calendar. Thank you. Prime Minister Dan Monson and Lady-in-Waiting Cindy Thrasher.
And the special sleigh they get to ride in, since, it is winter after all. And now, of course, the famous Klondike Kates, the Royal Order of the Klondike Kates. We'll have the coolest celebration on earth. We have Kristen Oster, the 2017 Klondike Kate, from the Royal House of Dunham's Food and Drink. Oh, we got our little solo going. So we got quite the Klondike Kates, spreading merriment and song to the good people of Minnesota.
Behind them is the West Wind Organization, the St. Paul Winter Carnival West Wind Organization. The West, or Zephyrs, is one of the three brothers of King Boreas Rex. As King of the Wild, Boreas... I'm still here.
Yeah,
Still here.
We still are.
Yeah. As the King of the Wind, Boreas assigned to each of his brothers a permanent grant of great force to the power of Zephyrus. Was given custody of the bountiful West Wind. And they came down to have a good time.
And they always do. So that is amazing.
And to shoot up the town.
You got to admit, the folks who are willing to serve and accept the royal scepters, the hours, the days, the weeks, the months, the full year of work they do, we really do have to thank them, because it does bring excitement and fun to a lot of times when there wouldn't be.
Now, does your wife have any special duties since she's been knighted?
I just found out about this a couple, like yesterday they were going to do it. I just think I have to call her Dame from now on. So luckily she thinks that's good, so I will now have to call her the Honorable Commissioner Dr. Chair Dame Victoria Reinhardt. Well, now we have one of my favorite places in town, Applebee's. I am a regular. It's an amazing thing. You can time your eating to really get great value, although the food is all great value, because they have happy hour from 3 to 6, and then they have it again from 9 to close. And about 4 weeks ago, I was at both happy hours in one day.
And they have great specials, too.
Oh, yeah. And they have lunch
early
specials.
week specials,
Oh, yeah.
$6.99, steak specials, under $10, and Riblet Wednesdays.
I like Wednesday even better than I ever thought. No, it's wonderful. So, yes, it's a great variety, great place, fun place. you know.
And here's the thing I wish they had when I was a kid.
Yeah.
The White Bear Lake High School fishing team. They fish with high school students and perform a lot of volunteer work. The team fishes in and runs tournaments all through the summer. And of course, White Bear Lake is up this year. It's great. People have been out there with their boats fishing and pontooning. Sailboating is back in full force.
And they want to thank Nelson Marine for helping them with what they do here. But yeah, it's amazing. You can take a hobby and you can turn it into good public service. And they have many sponsors who help them do that. So, another example of the community finding a way to reach out for what's better. But what are we hearing now? We are hearing unlimited next level drum and dance. UNL Drum and Dance. Been together since 2005, founded by Mr. Stephen Graham, since passed away in June of 2012. But UNL's traveled to many parts for competitions, parades, been in many different states. They want to do special thanks to Sue and Ken Peterson and Johnson Peterson Funeral Home, sponsoring unlimited next level drum and dance lines appearance here tonight. Let's watch, let's listen, let's experience unlimited next level. To the next level. That's exciting. Great job. I want to correct it. My script said Stephen. I notice on the banner it's Stephen Graham was their late founder. It had P-H-A-N here instead of P-H-E-N. So I want to make sure I get that correct because the legacy lives on. And then we have White Bear Lake girls hockey. All this energy being used, all this talent, all this mobility. It's growing. They welcome all players ages 4 and up. Check the website for White Bear Lake girls hockey.
And your grandkids play hockey?
Actually, they have started to play at it sort of in the family room version, but they aren't actually out doing like real hockey on ice yet. So I think it's going to happen, but they're starting indoors in the family room.
Well, that's good.
How about you? Do you have any experience with hockey?
I played hockey growing up, but I had both my daughters on skates at an early age. You know, I brought the chair out onto the ice rink, and it worked out really well.
Well, it is great. It is great.
The Sanibel Dance. If you're not into hockey, how about dance? Sanibel Dance just ended its 2nd year of dance and is looking forward to teaching a 3rd year to children and adults of all ages. Summer and fall registration is now open at sanibeldancers.com.
There's no way you're not going to keep moving in this community with one thing or another to keep you moving. Let's watch this. the dancers and all that movement, we now have another business that helps sponsor our parade here, Car Soup. CarSoup.com. Since 1998, been a local Minnesota automotive experts for buying, researching, selling motor vehicles. CarSoup.com buy. You can research. You can sell. Just check it out. Quite the cute little car they have there.
A little Fiat.
It is, yes. Fiat was out of America for many years, and it came back a few years ago.
How many clowns can you fit in that?
That really depends on how much the clowns eat.
And of course, living in White Bear Lake, you want to get out, you want to enjoy the lake, you want to enjoy all the different activities, and DIRO Outdoors is an outdoor adventure company, provides a variety of services which helps the community enjoy the local parks, trails, and waterways within the St. Croix Valley area. So check them out, DIROoutdoors.com.
I got it, yes. Look at all those different devices you can have on water.
Kayaks,
Yeah, woo.
sailboards.
Quite amazing. So, what is that? Minnesota Orthodontics there with that truck, isn't it? Yes.
Great, and they are excited to welcome you to their new Hugo location. They are the #1 provider of, can you help me with that?
Oh, well, let me take a look. That would be, Invisalign. Oh yes, Invisalign and Invisalign T clear orthodontic aligners. So instead of the old braces, the metal ones,
Yes.
now they're invisible. You can't see Invisalign orthodontics.
I don't have perfect teeth, but I have good teeth, so
Yes.
I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, well, it's everything changes so fast. It's hard to keep up. That's one of the few things I
I
do.
didn't mean to put you on the spot.
That's fine. No, Invisalign. Yes.
But you did it great.
You can hide the fact you have braces. Young people, they have those bad things like the episodes of the Brady Bunch. But next we have Young Life White Bear Lake, don't we? Is that who we have there? Yes, there they are. They're about bringing hope to high school students through the gospel of Jesus Christ, and they have their float here, and they're young people.
And they're also located in Manitou Dys.
Oh yes, right. That's right. I was trying to remember that. Of course. So that's Young Life White Bear Lake, Matamidi, located there in Matamidi.
All right, are you guys the White Bear Lake Sports Center? All right. White Bear Lake Sports Center at White Bear Lake Skate School provides skating lessons to 3 years old and older. We train recreational skaters, hockey skaters, and figure skaters. So we have a lot of opportunities to get out there on skates here. And we have the Hippodrome, the White Bear Lake area,
Yeah.
rink, and also the Badness Heights one.
Oh yes.
Very big.
It's and it's still busy and still difficult to schedule sometimes. But after all that exercise, after all that work, after all of that, nothing like Carboni's Pizza and Pub to replenish the body. So it has been locally owned for more than 25 years, and on March 1st, they expanded to become Carboni's Pizzeria and Pub from just being pizza. It has larger space, it has larger menu, it has more options. They hope to see a pizza the whole family loves at Carboni's Pizzeria and Pub.
Right there at the old Birch Lake Shopping Center area.
Yes. Packed, often packed. So plan ahead. It's a great expansion for a great local business.
And of course, if I'm out of a job, I could always be a first student school bus driver.
The fact that I retired 6 weeks ago, I don't want my wife to see the sign that they have immediate openings for work, so I could get my next part-time job.
And of course, great pay, $17 an hour.
All right.
That's to start off.
That's great. Friendly people, join the team. First Aid, that's the company that serves the White Bear Lake School District.
Yep, 651-407-9080. First student.
And I don't want to point out, it's a very important job, can be a demanding job, but it can be a fulfilling job. I still remember relationships with the bus drivers from my young days in school.
My daughter's first job she wanted to be was a school bus driver.
You do form those attachments, even though it doesn't seem like it. It's amazing. I remember one bus driver, we believed his other job was as a race car driver. His name was Melvin House, and I still remember him, and I'm old.
Swing America. passing out candy, waving to us. Hello. That's the big cement mixer you see. Swing America has been operating in White Bear Lake since 1979. Swing makes truck-mounted concrete booms, concrete mixers, and stationary pumps. All right.
It's quite impressive. Yes, that's another one of those businesses that has always been so committed to our community. Good jobs, good neighbor, great memories. Yep. So we want to thank Schwing for always being an active part of our community. Okay.
And there's a new salon in downtown White Bear Lake. It's opening very soon on 4th Street. Hair bar. Get your hair foiled. Once again, what can you do for me? Can you help? No?
Oh, I think they had some orange coloring they wanted to use on his hair. Yes.
So where on 4th Street are you guys going to be located?
Right?
Oh, right next to Chico's. Good things in Chico's.
Right here, so at the hair bar.
So
So it's going to be established in 2017 and create a great legacy for White Bear Lake. I love the classic hairdryer look there. Next, we have Cub Scout Pack 112, White Bear Lake. Active let me start over again. This is an active Cub Scout pack located at Community of Grace Lutheran Church there on Highway 61. It includes lions, tigers, wolves, bears, webelos, opportunities for advancement to Troop 9112, it says here. And they're looking for members of all ages to join. Community building and having fun while building a better community. What more could you want from Scout Pack 112, 112 of White Bear Lake?
Keeping on the tune with more education. World Around Us Child Care. They are an early child care program serving children ages 6 to 12. 6 weeks! Boy, 6 weeks to 12 years. They believe it's important to see each child as an individual.
That's wonderful, yes. 6 weeks to 12 years. Now, there is a job you've got to admire people from when they take that on. That's a great name, World Around Us. Yeah.
You'll see the kids poking their heads out of the bus here any second.
Mm-hmm.
Here they come.
Yeah.
There they are. Little Betty, little Susie.
I bet that's not their names. You're showing your age. I can assure you their names are Claire and Grace. And I'm probably showing my age even with that. Next is Minnesota Central School Bus Company. Now, this is the place that transports for the Manitou Dys School District, but they also do charter trips, outside groups, and if your group needs transportation, you can contact them. They can help you out at Minnesota Central School Bus. They also are now hiring school bus drivers, and they will pay for the training. They'll get you ready to do that job. So, but if you have any parties, sporting events, church groups, pub crawls, good idea not to drive yourself.
Exactly. And you know what? Competitive wages too. If you want to drive a bus, $17 an hour. If you don't want to drive a bus, you can drive a van for $15 an hour. Or if you just want to be a monitor, I guess, and just sit there, $12.25.
You know?
Do you know Tom Fraser?
Oh, I know Tom very well. To Fraser Automotive when he sold and retired a few years ago.
And guess what he's doing?
He's yelling at children.
Yeah, for this company right here, Minnesota School Bus.
Well, I happen to know from church that he is quite a guitar player, so maybe he entertains them while he's doing that. Maybe he's a monitor with a guitar.
He loves the elementary kids, he says.
I'm sure he does.
And they love him.
Well, yes, he's got that redhead's personality.
You can still see Tom Fraser every week at the Market Fest Car Show.
Oh yes. Well, being an old car buff like I am, I I'm still there all the time myself. So, see, we have White Bear Lake Superstore here is sponsoring United Marching Band apparently, because we have that band, United Marching Band. It includes 7th to 12th grade students from all of District 622's middle and high schools, united into one marching band that's from all levels, 7th grade through 12, and all the district schools in 622, under the direction of Tony Didier. I know Tony. We got Lori Bernstrom, John Pavolny, and Aaron Hammerman. So let's sit back, listen to the United Marching Band for the North St. Paul Maplewood Oakdale School District.
And of course, the United Marching Band will be finishing up the parade up at West Park between 10th and 11th Street. And immediately following that will be the beach dance featuring Hornicopia. They are quite a band. They have a big stage. The Rotary Club is helping out as volunteers. It's going to be a lot of music, a lot of dancing, and I believe they have some food down there, burgers and such. So if you're done watching the parade, come on down and go to the beach dance.
Explore White Bear.
Exactly. Thank you. On behalf of White Bear Events, we hope you have enjoyed the 2017 Manitou Days Grand Parade. As you collect your belongings and hopefully a bag of candy or two and Grandma's cookies, we wish you to acknowledge that following businesses provide both financial and in-kind support to Manitou Days Grand Parade. Our parade sponsor was White Bear Lake Lions Club. Our parade brochure sponsor, Grand Casino.
The marching band sponsors were Downtown White Bear Lake, Main Streets Inc., Grandma's Bakery, Johnson Peterson Funeral Home. The parade contributors were Boy Scout Troop 434, Ken Galloway, Johnson Peterson Funeral Home, Northeast Metro 916, Paul the Plumber, Suburban Community Channels, the UPS Store, Trade Press, Bill Weigel Signs, City of White Bear Lake, the White Bear Area Chamber of Commerce, White Bear Lake Public Works, and of course White Bear Lake Police and Reserves.
But last, certainly but not least, a big thank you to our parade volunteers, including co-chairs Kent Peterson and Paul Carlson. And I want to say, JP, it was been great to work with you once again.
Always fun, and my mispronunciations, you only bugged me most of the time. Thank you much. Good night, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the celebrations this summer.
And you can watch us on Suburban Community Channel, Channel 19.
You got it. Thanks much. Good night.